What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are making UFC 313 predictions, breakdowns, and picks, and I am going to consume this entire Reds Wicked Black Cherry Apple Ale during my predictions. What's going to get done faster? Me slugging this entire drink or the prediction video? You guys are just going to have to find out because I got a lot of great picks, a lot of great breakdowns in store for you. Ankalaev, Pereira. Here's the card right here. Take a gander, boys. Oh, yeah, we got the number one contender light heavyweight against everybody's fucking favorite child, favorite son. The blessings from the MMA gods. They can't do wrong. Alex Poatan Pereira. Oh, he's got no emotion. Stone face. He throws bow and arrows. Fuck Poatan. Okay? Fuck the guy. We're going to get into all that. The co-main event, obviously, we know changed from Dan Hooker, Justin Gaethje. That was a fire fight that we've all been looking forward to. One of the best fights that UFC could possibly make. So, huge letdown, huge bummer that had to fall off. Of course, MMA gods, again. The Cody Brundage and Julian Marquez co-main event. God forbid that one fell apart. God forbid somebody pulled out of that. Fuck. But no, it had to be Justin Gaethje and Dan Hooker, the fight that we're not going to get. But UFC did their best. They replaced it with Rafael Fiziev 2. It's not Rafael, Jake Gerber, okay? He's not Brazilian. It's not Rafael. It's Rafael Fiziev 2, the rematch. But let's get into the card. Obviously, starting off the card, ending the card, we'll start main event, we'll go down. Alex Pereira against Magomed Ankalaev, the champion against the rightful number one contender. This is a hell of a fight, a great stylistic matchup. Both guys have their avenues of victory. Both guys are very tough. Both guys only have one loss in the UFC. Pereira obviously getting stiffened up and flatline KO'd against Israel Adesanya. I have it immortalized on my wall right back here. And then we know Magomed Ankalaev got submitted by Paul Craig in the dying seconds of their fight after dominating all 3 rounds and clearly winning 30-27. He gets triangled with 5 seconds left. 1 second. Let me take some of my drink. All right. Let's expand this out if we can. So there's a lot of different ways this fight could go, you know. I think it's pretty clear that, excuse me, on the Pereira side of things, he's looking for the knockout, you know. He's looking for the knockout. He's not going to come in with a grappling-heavy game plan. We know that. He could potentially take a decision if Magomed Ankalaev is tough enough to stay in there, can't get takedowns of his own. Pereira could win the fight via decision. He could win the fight via knockout. He's not going to win the fight via submission. We know that. So he's got 2 ways of winning the fight. Knockout, I don't seem entirely likely. I know Khalil Roundtree was able to last 4 rounds with Alex Pereira. Magomed Ankalaev has showed a great chin throughout his career. I don't think I've ever really seen him wobbled or hurt or on the verge of, falling over or taking a knockdown, potentially getting stopped via strikes. I know, his leg got battered, obviously, against Jan Blachowicz. That's going to be something that Alex Pereira is going to be looking to implement. I'm sure Glover Teixeira is training him for that, setting up the game plan. Hey, we got to attack this guy's legs. Stay at distance. You're longer than him. You got the reach advantage. Yeah, 79-inch reach for Poatan, 75-inch reach for Big Ank. Big Ank, baby. Choo-choo! Big Ank, baby! Poatan's going to try and keep him on the end of his jab, keep him out there with the leg kicks, battering up the calf, battering up the thigh, try to get him to rush in, bull rush in, get frustrated, and then get clipped with the left hook. We all know Alex Pereira's game plan. And it makes sense. Magomed Ankalaev, he is susceptible to those leg kicks. We've seen that before. Obviously, I just mentioned it. But Ankalaev is very technical, very fundamentally sound when it comes to his boxing. His in-and-out movement is incredible. He's very quick with his hands. He's bouncing around. His footwork is great. He's never really there to be hit. He doesn't keep his head just straight, sitting right there like a Sean Strickland. Like when Sean Strickland got flatline KO'd by Alex Pereira. Magomed Ankalaev's not going to do that. He's not just going to waltz in with his hands, like this and ready to teep and putting the leg up and throwing a jab out like this and then get clocked. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to be Magomed Ankalaev. He's going to be hopping around, taking angles, switching stances, going low, going high. Real quick footwork, real quick boxing. Bop, 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 to the body, to the head, up top, low. Going to go for the leg, going to go for the takedown. Mix things up constantly. Fake the takedown, go up top. Oh, go for the takedown, go ground and pound, this and that, high kick, low kick, body kick, all that type of stuff. Keep Alex Pereira guessing. Alex Pereira hasn't really had to guess much in his UFC career. He fought Adesanya, pretty much a pure kickboxer. He fought Yuri Prochazka, pretty much a striker. He fought Jamal Hill, pretty much a boxer. He's fought Khalil Roundtree, Muay Thai guy. There's not really these threats of, okay, well, I can take you down, I can submit you, I can ground and pound you, I can high kick, I can punch, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. Magomed Ankalaev brings that to the table. So he's got to get Pereira's mind going. He's got to get Pereira unsettled, uncomfortable in there. Oh, shit, what's this guy doing? I can't get into my normal flow. If this is just a typical Alex Pereira fight, they're standing and banging, they're keeping that same rhythm. He's low kicking, he's jabbing to the body, he's going up top, he's going to hurt Magomed Ankalaev. I'm telling you right now, if this is just a methodical, regular-ass, kickboxing matchup where Ankalaev doesn't mix anything in or get Pereira guessing, it's going to be similar to the Yuri Prochazka fights. He's going to set him up. He's going to catch him. He's got better technique, pure kickboxing-wise. I think Ankalaev, cuts great angles and is very fast and has great footwork. But when it comes down to throwing a variety of different strikes, we all know Poatan is that guy. Ankalaev can mix in the grappling. We've seen it before. We saw him grapple Jan Blachowicz in round 4 and round 5, have great success. Even got a 10-8 in there. That's how he got that draw. We've seen him grapple Ion Cutelaba. He knocked him out on the ground. We've seen him grapple, other guys in the past. Johnny Walker, I think they had some grappling. Anthony Smith, but he's primarily a striker, but he can grapple. He can wrestle. He doesn't get tired. The Jan Blachowicz fight, the end of the 5th round, he was still throwing down, hammer fists, elbows, ground and pound. It's a great fight. It's a great fight. There's so many questions. Which guy is going to be able to implement his game plan? Which guy is going to be able to, push their will in the other guy? Which guy's going to break? Which guy's going to land the big shot? How tough is each guy's chin? It's just an incredible matchup, an incredible fight. I'm going Magomed Ankalaev. I think I was going to say submission, but I can see ground and pound, 4th round. I think he gets him down a few times in the fight. I think Poatan gets back up, but it's not going to be this traditional striking match for Poatan. He's going to be getting confused in there. He's going to be getting frustrated in there, and that's something we haven't seen out of Poatan in the UFC yet. We haven't really seen him frustrated outside of that, Jan Blachowicz fight that Poatan had. When it went to decision, a lot of people thought Jan Blachowicz won, me included. I thought Jan Blachowicz took the 1st and the 3rd rounds. And we saw Alex Pereira getting frustrated in that fight. The whole 1st round, he lost the 1st round. He got taken down. He got his back taken. He really couldn't get anything going. Even in round 2 and round 3, I think he was a bit tired. Blachowicz was pretty sneaky. Blachowicz was very tough. And, Poatan didn't look like his same lethal self. So I think if Magomed Ankalaev can get Poatan thinking, mix it up, stay safe out there, I got Ankalaev. I think this fight's going to go to stoppage. Not going to go to decision. I got Magomed Ankalaev, 4th round, ground and pound TKO. Wins the title, wins the belt. Poatan can go back to fighting fucking Bruno Silva and all those scrub asses. Because I don't know. I don't think his time at the top level, the championship status, is going to be much longer. Especially if he goes up to heavyweight. Tom Aspinall will smoke him. I think Magomed Ankalaev's got his number. If he goes back down to middleweight, I think Dricus du Plessis would put a battering on him, especially at 185. Skinny toothpick-ass Poatan out there against Dricus du Plessis. Holy shit, he's subbing him out in 1 round. I would predict 1st round submission for Dricus du Plessis. So I think this is the end of Poatan. I do. I think Magomed Ankalaev gets it done. That's my prediction for the fight. Next fight, co-main event, Justin Gaethje, Rafael Fiziev 2, the rematch. Stepping in for Dan Hooker. Whoa, we got a barn burner, boys. We got a barn burner. Turn the fuck up. I need to finish some of my drink. Whoa. Just splooged all over the place. Whew. These metal straws with the plastic tips. Whew. These are money. These are fucking money, boys. All right. What are my thoughts on this scrap right here? What are my thoughts? So there's a lot of different things going into this fight. There's so many different angles to take on this. Let's start with the Justin Gaethje side. So we know Justin Gaethje's been training for this date. He's had a full training camp. He was training for a striker. So in that regard, he's got pretty good odds. But at the same time, he's coming off a absolutely brutal KO loss to Max Blessed Holloway at UFC 300. We all saw it. He was gasping for air, sniffing the canvas with blood shooting out of his mouth. There was a video on Twitter that just recently got released of the non-cut footage of Justin Gaethje laying lifeless on the canvas, his wrist like all kind of propped up, stuck underneath him, like kind of, convulsing because he's trying to move it a little bit, and he's just like jacking off the floor. And then he's, it's tough to come back from something like that. It is tough to come back from something like that. Ask Tony Ferguson, Michael Chandler. Ask him. Ask Anderson Silva, Chris Weidman. Ask Jimmy Manuwa, Alexander Rakic. It's tough. It's hard to get viciously, brutally sent to the land of wind and ghosts and get your consciousness snatched from you and then come back the next fight like the same guy. Oh, yeah, I'm good. The mental demons you got to be fighting, the physical demons. Your brain's not going to be working the same way it was before. I'm sure there was some cells and some tissue that got all fucked up there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just tough. Then we go to the Rafael Fiziev side. Hasn't fought in a year and a half. Already lost to Justin Gaethje. I thought that was a very close fight, up for debate. Could have went to either man. I thought it was truly 50-50. I thought Fiziev clearly had the first round. I thought Gaethje clearly had the third round. I leaned Fiziev in the second round. I thought Fiziev still had a lot of cardio, was landing more volume, and nobody really got too hurt in that second round. Fiziev got very hurt in the third round. The uppercuts were bleeding, making him bleed. He was battered. He looked like he was in a car crash. But the second round, there wasn't really, neither man really got hurt. So if nobody's really getting hurt, if there's not much damage, you kind of have to go off volume. And I thought Fiziev had more volume, more quickness, and a little bit more, pizzazz optically, aesthetically. I thought he took the second round. So I thought he should have got the victory. But Justin Gaethje got the victory in the first fight. Very even matchup. I think the power advantage goes to Justin Gaethje. I think the speed advantage goes to Fiziev. I think the cardio goes to Gaethje. I think the youth advantage obviously goes to Fiziev. Fiziev has never been flatline KO'd in his career, so the mental demons, the trauma, the damage taken, I think that edge goes to Rafael Fiziev. What kind of shape is Fiziev in? I know that he's been angling for a fight. He's been jonesing for a fight. He's been calling out Gamrot online. He said Gamrot turned down a fight February 1st for Fiziev versus Gamrot. That rematch. So I'm sure Fiziev has been, just jonesing, nipping at the bud, trying to get back in the octagon. I'm sure he's been training. He's been calling people out left and right. He had to have known that if somebody fell off one of these prominent lightweight matchups, here's Fiziev. He's ready to go. You know what I mean? So I'm sure he's in shape. He's always in the gym. He's an instructor, I think, in Muay Thai or Thailand, Tiger Muay Thai. He's an instructor. He's been around. He's a veteran. So I think he's going to come into this with great shape. How do I see this fight going? Who do I think gets the nod? I mean, like I said, there's so many different variables going into this fight. The short notice nature of it. Fiziev's been off with the knee injury. Justin Gaethje's coming off a flatline KO. Justin Gaethje's older. I mean, he's pushing 37 at this point. We saw Tony Ferguson, you can fall off that cliff pretty fucking fast. Ask Julian Marquez. He was on top of the world, calling out Miley Cyrus. 4-fight losing streak. He's out of the UFC. Boom, goodbye. We haven't heard from you since. No post-fight victory speeches. Nothing. Nada. Tai Tuivasa starts taking L's. Look at him now. Losing to Volkov, losing to Tybura, losing to fucking Rosenstruik, losing to everyone. It happens quick in this game. My official Akjay parlay prediction, I'm going Rafael Fiziev, KO. First or second round. I think Fiziev is too young, too spry. He's going to be hungry as balls to get back in there. I think he's been training. He's been calling out Gamrot online. I'm sure he's going to be in great shape. I think he's more dangerous than Gaethje at this stanza, at this point in their careers. Gaethje really couldn't do much to Max Holloway. I like to think Rafael Fiziev is a little bit faster than Max Holloway. I do. I think that. The fight before that, Gaethje-Poirier with the head kick, first round, I think Poirier was getting the advantage. Of course, Gaethje landed the head kick, great strike, all that, but I just think Fiziev is going to be too fast. He's not coming off major head trauma. He's coming off a knee injury, but he's been ready to go for 6 months now, calling people out on Twitter, calling out a wrestler in Gamrot. I'm sure he's confident in his knee at this point. If he's calling out Gamrot, knowing he's going to have to sprawl and, defend takedowns and all that dumb bullshit and use his knees a bunch. I don't think Justin Gaethje's chin is going to be the same. I don't think Justin Gaethje is going to be that same vicious gladiator. I think he's going to be on the back foot, a little more defensive, especially in the first round. He's probably going to try to use a similar strategy. Be defensive in the first round, kind of give up the first round. Second round, start utilizing your own offense, try to get Fiziev hurt. And then the third round, just take over with volume. That's probably what Justin Gaethje's thinking here. He's not thinking KO of Rafael Fiziev. He knows the first round's going to be tough. I thought Fiziev won the first fight. Fiziev is younger. Fiziev is not coming off a brutal KO. I got Rafael Fiziev winning this by second round KO. I think he starches out Justin Gaethje, and this could be the end of Justin Gaethje's career. I do think Justin Gaethje's a stubborn bastard. I think we see him back in there against Dan Hooker, Jalen Turner, Benoit Saint-Denis. There's a lot of fun fights for Justin Gaethje, which may keep him around. But, he's taking a metric ton of damage, and I got Rafael Fiziev beating him in this fight. Next fight, Jalen Turner, Ignacio Bahamondes. Ignacio Bahamondes against Jalen the Tarantula Turner, a.k.a. the fight botcher himself. Jalen No Fight IQ Turner. Oh, I'm going to head kick Dan Hooker, then I'm going to run for my life and get TKO'd. Oh, I'm going to drop Moicano with 20 seconds left at UFC 300 and walk away like I'm Mark Hunt, even though I have toothpicks for arms. Who needs to do ground and pound when you're Jalen the Tarantula? Jalen Turner might be top 10 dumbest fighters in the UFC. He's a weight bully. I think he should be up at 170. It would give him some more pop. I don't think his reach advantage, his height advantage, it hasn't really been doing much for his career. What's it been doing? He lost to Gamrot. Okay, it was kind of controversial, but he lost. He lost to Dan Hooker. Didn't have the grit that Dan Hooker had. Wasn't even close. They were similar in stature and physical attributes and talent, but Dan Hooker had more grit, more will. It's simple as that. Then Jalen Turner goes up against Renato Moicano, drops Moicano, stuns him bad. He's on the floor. Could have easily fouled up with a vicious elbow. Rafael Fiziev Moicano style, where he drops him, he gets on top, boom, lays the hammer down. That's how you get a fucking win. Watch the Fiziev Moicano fight, Jalen Turner. You're not Mark Hunt. You don't drop somebody with a jab. Oh, that's it. That's all she wrote. No, fucking attack, dude. What are you? You're too cool for school? He gives me the I'm too cool for school type of, vibes. More drink. We're getting there. We're getting there, baby. We're getting there, boys. Yeah, and I do got my comfy on. I wanted to be comfy for this video. You know what I'm saying? Extra comfy JP. Akjay picks fights better when he's nice and cozy. So as soon as I get the buzz on from this Reds Wicked, I'm nice and cozy. I got my ganj. I got my ganji. Choo-choo! Yeah, we're going to be feeling good, and we're going to be hitting picks. All right, on the Ignacio Bahamondes side of things. Bahamondes. Ignacio Bahamondes. This guy is coming off a scintillating knockout of Manuel Torres at UFC 306 at the Sphere. I got to say, I wasn't really a big believer in Ignacio Bahamondes, especially after that John McDessie fight that he had, where he got absolutely bullied in there by John McDessie. Now, that was a little bit earlier on in his career. That was a couple years back. I think that was 2022, 2023. Bahamondes has really showed more poise in his most recent outings. I think he's on a little bit of a win streak here. Like I said, he just knocked out Manuel Torres, who I was extremely high on. I picked Manuel Torres in that fight. Bahamondes is very technically sound. He doesn't get overwhelmed in there. You can see his mind's always working. He's trying to go for different things. He's trying to stay safe. And he's very long as well, but I think he has a little bit more power, a little bit more one-punch power than Jalen Turner. I think Jalen Turner's kind of more toothpicky, whereas Ignacio Bahamondes is kind of more, noodle arms, a little bit more thickness. You know what I mean? That penne alla vodka, the fucking, the fusilli, the egg noodles, the thick shit. You know what I'm saying? The big boys, the gnocchis. He's going to hit Jalen Turner with some gnocchi bombs, you know what I'm saying? No vodka sauce, all straight to the nose, no Parmesan, no fucking sausage. You're getting schnozzed up with this Italian noodle, bitch. Bah, bah, boom. I think Ignacio Bahamondes is stronger than Jalen Turner. He has more finishing ability than Jalen Turner, and I think he's stronger mentally than Jalen Turner, and he also has a lot of momentum right now. He's coming off a big knockout. Jalen Turner's kind of sputtering right now. He's looking for answers. What do I do? How do I win these fights? He's 14-8 overall, kind of a record, you know what I mean? Compared to 16-5 for Ignacio Bahamondes. I just think Bahamondes is meaner in there. I think he's more powerful. He's more patient. And Jalen Turner, kind of quits in there. We've seen it. He's not the strongest mentally. We've seen him quit before. The stoppage against Renato Moicano, he wasn't really getting that fucked up. We saw Benoit Saint-Denis absolutely get fucking murked by Renato Moicano. Cut up like a fucking, lawnmower. Looked like he got weed whacked in the head. But Benoit Saint-Denis did against Renato Moicano. And did not give up. Came back out in the second round and won the second round against Renato Moicano with a bloodied fucking face. Looks like he just went through the ringer. Looks like he just went through 6 weed whackers right to his cheekbones. Meanwhile, Jalen Turner gets a little tired in their UFC 300 matchup, and, Moicano's landing on his guard, and Turner's covering up, and it's up against the fence, and the ref steps in. No blood, no really clean shots. He just kind of gives up. I don't know if he was tired, if he just was over the whole thing. But it's not a good sign. Ignacio Bahamondes is the pick. I could see a decision here. I could see it being similar kind of the Brian Battle, Randy Brown matchup where, it's kind of grimy. It's a grinder of a fight. One guy's winning. The other guy's kind of just getting a little bullied in there. I see Jalen Turner getting a little bit bullied in there, getting touched up. Ignacio Bahamondes being stronger, being younger, more confident, using his momentum, outpointing Jalen Turner, and winning a 30-27 decision. Ignacio Bahamondes, that's the pick. Amanda Lemos, Yasmin Lucindo. Honestly, I don't know much about Yasmin Lucindo. Amanda Lemos, I know that she's a power girl. She likes to knock people the fuck out. She's not much of a grappler. We saw that against Zhang Weili. Even though she did beat Mackenzie Dern, she's very, very strong. Very, very strong. Great willpower. Great technique on the feet. She is strong in the grappling, but if you're the spirit grappler and you have strength like a Zhang Weili, I think you can beat Amanda Lemos. Yasmin Lucindo, I just don't really know much about her. Let me actually look her up real quick. Yasmin Lucindo. And these fighters, because I've been watching UFC for 8, 9, 10 years, and I watch the fight night cards. I just watched Manel Cap fucking Azul Almabayev, that fucking steaming pile of shit. So I should know most fighters. I'm sure I've seen her fight, so if I don't remember her, they must not have been, overly impressive. She is on a win streak, but she did lose to Yasmin Yurigi. Yasmin Yurigi has lost 2 straight fights by KO. Yasmin Yurigi is not that good. All right, well, 2 out of her last 3. Okay, so she lost to Yasmin Yurigi in her UFC debut. That's tough. Beat Brogan Walker. Okay. Poliana Viana subbed her out. Okay. Karolina Kovalkiewicz. Okay. I rate that win pretty good. Karolina's a tough girl. Marina Rodriguez. Okay. A split decision. I'm pretty sure I thought Marina Rodriguez won that fight. I'm fairly certain. I bet on Marina Rodriguez. The pick's Amanda Lemos. She's got more experience at the top level. I think she's stronger, more finishing ability. I don't see Lucindo, having too much submission ability. Most of her wins appear to be by decision, couple KOs, TKOs. I think Amanda Lemos takes this one. I think probably KO or just decision. Just go decision, be safe. Amanda Lemos decision. Next fight. Bobby Green against Mauricio Rufy. Bobby King Green against Mauricio Rufy out of the Fighting Nerds. Now, we all know the Fighting Nerds are, the hot commodity right now, the buzzword of the MMA community, fighting nerds. You guys see fucking fighting nerds? Here's my fighting nerds glasses. Just pretend like I got some tape in the middle here. The fighting nerds are the hottest thing in MMA since sliced bread. Since CKB, City Kickboxing, Adesanya, Hooker, Kai Kara France, Eugene Berriman, huge, okay, big huge. Since CKB, we haven't seen a gym take the UFC by storm like the fighting nerds. Gian Silva, 4 KO victories. Mauricio Rufy, 2-0. Carlos Prates, the next golden boy and the favorite of the matchmakers in Dana White. And then we got Kyle Baralio, who just destroyed Jared Cannonier and is 4th in the division. About to fight for a fucking title. The fighting nerds are all the rage right now, and for good reason. These guys are studs. I don't know where they came from. They all came up together. There doesn't seem to be a veteran in the gym like a Glover Teixeira, Jan Blachowicz, John Jones. They all sort of just came up together out of nowhere. I guess Kyle Baralio just recruited some of his friends. He's like, hey, Mauricio Rufy, you look like a stud. You look like Conor McGregor. Come here into the fighting nerds. Gian Silva, you psycho plumber. Come over to the fighting nerds, bro. We'll make it big. We'll wear these stupid glasses. We'll do some crazy movements in the cage. We'll laugh at our opponents. The Gian Silva meme, the Mauricio Rufy no look, like fucking Luka Doncic. Woo! I'm going to look the other way and knock you the fuck out. Whoa! On top of your nuts, bitch. But, Bobby Green, he's a tough out. He's a tough cookie. We've seen him piece up the likes of Nasrat Haqparast. We just saw what happened to Haqparast and Ribovic this weekend. Haqparast got the dub. Haqparast ain't too bad. We saw Bobby Green and Rafael Fiziev. We talked about Fiziev earlier. Bobby Green arguably won that fight. I think Fiziev won it, but Fiziev got tired. Bobby Green stuck in there, stayed in there. You know what I mean? Let me just make sure. Yep. Okay, we're good. Bobby Green stuck in there. A lot of people had Bobby Green beating Rafael Fiziev. These are the kind of things that Bobby Green can do. Beat the shit out of Jim Miller. Knocked out Grant Dawson. Bobby Green's always in there. He's always live. Now, Jalen Turner got him, clipped him. Okay. Paddy Pimblett submitted him fairly easily. And he's getting up there in age. He's 32-16. He's had a shit ton of fights, comparatively to 11-1 for Mauricio Rufy. We know this is going to be a strikers matchup. I don't see how Bobby Green wins this. I don't think he's going to knock out Rufy. Unless Rufy starts getting tired in the second round and Bobby Green has a lot of volume and he can out-volume Rufy in round 2 and round 3. But Rufy doesn't really get tired until, round 3. So round 2, I think he's still going to be doing his thing. And he's going to be hard for Bobby Green to hit with that karate, Conor McGregor kind of stance. Bobby Green's used to fighting these brawlers, these Jim Millers. I'm just going to fucking bite down on my mouth with the Nasrat Haqparast, not too light on their feet. They're going to be there to hit. Rufy's more kind of fucking Conor McGregor, dance in, dance out, jump in, jump out, fucking MVP, Michael Venom Page-esque, you know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be really hard for Bobby Green to find Mauricio Rufy, and I think Rufy's going to get it done here. I think decision. I think Bobby Green's still got a bit of a chin on him, but I could also see Rufy KO. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go Rufy second round KO. I think Bobby Green, he's just getting up there in age. I think he's slowed down a bit. Rufy is a difficult style for him. He's not somebody who's going to be easily hit. He's not going to be somebody who's going to brawl in the pocket where Bobby Green can use his speed advantage like he did against Jim Miller. So I got Mauricio Rufy winning this one fairly easily. Second round decision, or second round knockout or decision where he takes the first and the second. Maybe Bobby Green, has a good third round, but maybe not as well. Bobby Green, like I said, is up there in age, took a shit ton of damage. Jalen Turner, sent him back 30 years, I think, in that fight. So, yeah, fighting nerds, we're going for it. We're going for it all with the fighting nerds. It's the hottest gym right now, the hottest commodity. And, the fighting nerds, this is what we fucking do, baby. We do math, we fuck bitches, and we knock people fuck out. Carlos Prates next up. Gian Silva, Bryce Mitchell, fuck you. Mauricio Rufy's the pick. We're going to go rapid fire on the rest of these, boys. We're going to go rapid fire on the rest of these. I still got a lot of my drink. going to be tough to finish it. All right. Curtis Blades versus Rizvan Kuniev. This one moved from the Seattle card to UFC 313. There was an issue on Kuniev's side. Kuniev fought on Dana White's Contender Series. Got popped for steroids in the past. I think he was at PFL for a little bit. I mean, we can look him up. We got internet access. You feel me, boys? Rizvan Kuniev. Yeah, pretty sure he was a PFL guy. Got popped for steroids. You know, was out for a while. Fought on Dana White's Contender Series. And now he's fighting number 5 in the world. Well, that's not a very flattering picture. Why are all these heavyweights fat fucking lards, man? That's why Pinto this past weekend actually looks decent. I mean, he's not in the best of shape. He's still got a little pudge on him, but holy shit, dude. We finally got a heavyweight KO, a vicious heavyweight KO. A lot of these guys are just fucking stumbling, bumbling around the fucking cage, the Tyboras and the Lucas Burskis, Dontel Mazes of the world. You know you ain't getting no KO with these fucking dumbheads out here, these fuck faces. These big lards, what, Hamdi Al-Duwahab in the last one? Jamal Pogues? Like, what the fuck is these guys? Where's the Ngannous? Where's the Overeems? Where's the Cain Velasquez? Where's the Stipe Miocics, the John Jones, the Tom Aspinalls? The Cyril Gans? We're getting Hamdi Al-Duwahab and Jamal Pogues, Lucas Bursky, Dontel Mays, Mick Parkin, Tybura, Shamil Gaziv, Martin Boudet. These guys are fucking bums. Kuniev. Okay, so he fought in the Contender Series last August. Knee to the body. Hugo Kana. He beat Rene Ferreira. Got overturned, though. I think this was the steroid thing. Hanan Ferreira. Rene Ferreira. Okay, the guy who just fought Francis Ngannou and got absolutely murdered. Rene Ferreira. El Problemo is down Davis. Like, El Problemo. Who doesn't want to see the Predator against El Problemo? Holy shit. Rene Ferreira, who's getting stopped by Rizvan Kuniev. What was it, a decision? Yeah, originally a decision for Kuniev. Got overturned. He got tested positive for anabolic steroids. UFC's like, yeah, bring him in. Bring anabolic steroids. Yeah, bring him in. Bring him in. He was on Contender Series again here. Edivon Santos. Round 3 ground and pound. I guess didn't get the contract, which is a bit weird. Eagle FC, KO, Eagle FC, guillotine choke. Then he beats Renan Ferreira. Steroids, knee to the body. Anyway, decent prospect. I'm going Curtis Blades. Definitely Curtis Blades. More experience. Kuniev's off the sauce, off the juice. He's going to be looking just as fat as he was in that Tapology picture. There's no way he comes in looking like this. This must be him roided up. You know, Kuniev. Curtis Blades, he's too experienced. He's a great grappler. It looks like Kuniev likes to do a lot of ground and pound. His first Dana White's Contender Series, he won via third-round ground and pound. Rene Ferreira, I'm sure he was just on top of him the whole fight, grapple fucking him, won a decision. The second Dana White Contender Series, I think, was ground and pound. So I think he's going to run into a brick wall here with Curtis Blades. I don't think Kuniev's going to have some, world beater striking, some karate, gold medalist striking out here. I don't think we're seeing the second coming of Cyril Gane in the heavyweight division here with old big Kuniev. I think he's going to get tired. He's going to try and grapple Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades going to be the superior grappler, and he's going to use his experience edge, his athletic advantage, and I think he probably gets a ground and pound stoppage in the third round of old roidhead Kuniev. Next fight. Josh Van against Ray Saruya. I mean, pretty simple here. Breakdown, Myanmar. They got a lot of cool wildlife out in Myanmar. Against Japan. Myanmar versus Japan. 2 prospects, both young bulls, 10-0 against 12-2. Interesting matchmaking here by the UFC to put 2 prospects up against one another. These are 2 guys you would want to build, especially Ray Saruya coming out of Japan. That's a market they kind of want to tap into. I'm sure they want some Japanese fighters on the poster again now that Korean Zombie's gone. And, is there any other Japanese, Chinese fighters? I don't even know. Dooho Choi. There's not many up there. So, Nakamura just got fraud checked. So interesting matchmaking. One of these guys has to lose, which kind of sucks. Ray Saruya, he's a very, very good grappler. I don't know if his chin's been tested. Josh Van, he's like a muscle hamster in there. You know what I mean? A ton of energy for Josh Van. He's young. He's spry. He's short. Even for flyweight, he's fucking tiny in there. But I think it helps him out. I think he's got a ton of energy. He never gasses out. I think when he gets grappled, he's going to be, flopping around like a fish, trying to get out of it, trying to use the knee shield, trying to hit switches, hit sweeps, all that type of stuff. I don't think he's just going to be, inactive on the floor. I think Ray Saruya is going to have to work and work and work, and Josh Van is going to make it difficult for him. And he's got more power. So, maybe the first round, Saruya takes the first round, grapples him. Josh Van gets up a few times. Saruya takes him down another time. But eventually, Saruya is going to get tired. I think the second, third round are going to go to Josh Van via decision. I don't think there's going to be much grappling in those second, third rounds. I think Josh Van will be able to fight it off, use his, agility, use his spryness, his energy, and take the second and third rounds against Ray Saruya. Josh Van decision. Bruno Ferreira against Armin Petrosyan. This one's easy. Bruno Ferreira, KO. No idea how Bruno Ferreira is the underdog here. Armin Petrosyan just got KO'd by Magomedov. Shower bullet Magomedov. Before that, he lost to some other dude. He's on a losing streak. He's 9-4. Bruno Ferreira has bombs in his hands, huge power, spinning elbows, spinning back fists. He hurts people. Ask Dustin Stoltzfoots. Ask Dustin Stoltzfoots how Bruno Ferreira feels in the octagon. He hurts people. He puts their lights out. Ask RoboCop. The guy who just went tooth and nail with Jared Cannonier, got put out cold by Bruno Ferreira, and for some reason he is an underdog to Armin Petrosyan. No idea why. Bruno Ferreira for the vicious KO. Second round KO. Gets back on the horse. Armin Petrosyan, I'm sorry about you, man. You're weak in there. He's more of a point fighter, kickboxer. He's not going to get any highlight reel KOs. He's not going to get any big finishes. He just, he's technically sound. He's in there. He's doing his thing. He's athletic, but not much danger from Armin Petrosyan. Bruno Ferreira, very dangerous, has starched better opponents than Armin Petrosyan. There's no takedown threat. Ferreira's not going to have to think about the grappling like he did against Abusa Magomedov. I think this is a perfect matchup for Bruno Ferreira. I don't know what these odds are. Bet the house. Bruno Ferreira. Carlos Leal against Alex the Great White Morono. I got to hurry up here. We're going Carlos Leal. I think he showed a lot of promise in his first fight against Renat Fakhretdinov. He looked very strong. Yeah, he just looked hungry. You know what I mean? Happy to be in the UFC. That was his debut. Coming off the PFL. He looked hungry. Really hungry. Happy to be there. Enthusiastic. Using a lot of effort. It was just a grimy, grind him out. Workhorse type of performance. Strap up the bootstraps. You're putting in a 12-hour shift at the steel factory. And you got to go hard the whole time. That's the kind of performance Carlos Leal put on. Alex Morono, he's really been the opposite in his last couple fights. Really uninspiring, hopping around on his feet, trying to use similar techniques that he's always used. But he just it seems like in the back of his mind, he knows he's not going to win. And I think he knows he's getting up there in age. The danger factor is really not there for Alex Morono anymore. I don't know. Is he going to KO him? Is he going to submit him? I don't really see any of that. I think Alex Morono's checked out at this point. I think he's more focused on his coaching. I don't think he's advanced athletically, technique-wise, tactically. I think he's, gone down, regressed. Carlos Leal's hungry, even more hungry now that he got robbed in his first fight. I'm sure he's going to come out like a bat out of hell and really put it on Alex Morono. Carlos Leal, some sort of finish. That's what I'm taking. Santos against Marshall. Two prospects. Marion Santos looked really, really good against Offley in his debut. Stiff KO. Caught him kind of Ilya Topuria, Volkanovski-esque. Offley moving his head this way, punch going this way. Ow. And they just kind of, perfectly collide with the momentum and the force and the inertia going right through the brain of his opponent. So he's dangerous. We've seen Francis Marshall. He's young. It's kind of hard to analyze him. He's very young. But I like Marion Santos. I like his upside. I like his striking. That's something that jumps off the page. Marshall doesn't really have anything that really jumps off the page. Just, athletic guy, well-rounded, tough dude, but nothing that really jumps off the page like Marion Santos with his striking ability. I got him probably by decision. Jordan Santos against Ozzy Diaz. Wow. The battle of the two ugly dudes. The two ugliest cats on the roster, most likely. Definitely this guy over here, Ozzy Diaz. This guy is ugly as balls. It looks like Carlos Leal had sex with Shamil Gaziev, and then had some sex with Rembeki, and then had a little bit of sex with Anthony Hernandez. All four of those guys balled up into one body. Ozzy Diaz, even a stupid name, Ozzy, against DeJordan Castro. We kind of got to root for this guy. He's got Jordan in the name, Octagon Jordan. It kind of makes sense. DeJordan, Octagon Jordan. If he wins, maybe I change my name to Octagon Jordan. Who fucking knows? But he looks like a stud. Sorry. It's hard. Last fight. We're going to Jordan Santos by KO. Ozzy Diaz hasn't showed fuck all in the UFC. He's not doing a damn thing. That's the predictions for UFC 313. Ankalaev, Pereira. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm comfortable. I polished off the fucking Reds Wicked for you guys. I'm gonna go 100% on these predictions. So to run it down one more time. Ankalaev, 4th round, ground and pound. Rafael Fiziev, 2nd round, KO. Bahamondes by decision. What's the other fucking fight? It's going to come to me. Bahamondes. Now I can't remember. It's going to annoy the fuck out of me. Wasn't it lightweights? I'm pretty sure it was lightweights. Pretty sure it was lightweight. That's annoying. All right, Ankalaev, 4th round TKO. Rafael Fiziev, 2nd round KO. Bahamondes by decision. Amanda Lemos by decision. Mauricio Rufy, 1st or 2nd round KO. Curtis Blades, decision most likely, or ground and pound. Josh Van, decision. Bruno Ferreira, KO. Dog lock. Bet the fucking house. Method bet. How he gets it done. Bruno Ferreira scoring a KO in this matchup, or I'm retiring from MMA picks and predictions. Carlos Leal, Alex Morono's done. He's washed up. He's over the hill. He's checked out. Marion Santos uses his striking advantage against a well-rounded Francis Marshall. And Jordan, Octagon Jordan Santos against Ugly Man Diaz for the dub. Those are the picks. And that's all she wrote. Thank you for tuning in. Like and subscribe. I finished the whole drink. I'm going 100% on predictions. It's going to be a great fight card. I got a couple of boys coming over. I can't wait till next weekend. I got the homies. We're getting the pizza. We're getting fucked up. We're going to be throwing bets on the table. I think I'm Jordan. That's what we do, baby. We're out.